they told us to shout total. And as we shout total, they are going to kill us. And they pointed the guns at us, myself and my driver. So basically we had to say 2 times so that we can be safe. So myself, I voted for President Ruto during his first term. So it appears he wants to force me to vote for him a second term.
You rain on the police misconduct, you call it out, and I have had complaints of your squeezed budget, but that is not enough to tell us we have a country that we can lose. You have to go beyond your ways to ensure that we don't lose our country. But I also want to address and say that no amount of intimidation will make this team go down, because the public is aligned with what we stand for. Honorable Chair, I submit that you have work to do. You need to deal with police officers individually. We cannot have the whole police service bundled together and condemned. The police officers that are being misused by a few political heads, you deal with them individually and call them out. Thank you very much.
I say something. There's something in that. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Joseph Murang'A. I'm a member of Parliament, Mukigumo constituency. And the attack yesterday happened in two things. Number one, when we engage that police officer, it is a no CCTV in a neighboring investigation. Actually, in Kaburo, that is the Kaburo police station in Itaru constituency. Because we wanted to identify where the order was coming from, to stop us from either leaving the room or who was commanding him. Because there were allegations that he was being commanded by a fellow member of Parliament, a local member of Parliament. I would also like you to investigate the people who are there, because one of the police officers is from Kibumu, but he's based at the Central Police Station here in Nairobi. And he is affiliated with a local member of Parliament. He's popularly known as Village. So that we understand how a command can come to get one police officer from Nairobi to join other police officers from Kiharu, and they go and cause the meeting to the post. So it's something that is concerning, and we like it to address.
What Senator Medwa said concerning yesterday's event. I remember my windscreen was shattered as we joined the main road. My driver could not see forward, so we lagged behind. And I want to confirm these police caught up with us, myself and my driver and my Range Rover. And they literally damaged all the windows, all the side mirrors, it is actually a cost of more than 2 million, which I'm going to undergo in repairing it. And then they told us to lie down. I don't know, we were suspecting that injury is actually a gun shot, because they shot around 6 times when we were lying down, the 4 of us. And they told us to shout total. And as we shout total, they are going to kill us. And they pointed the guns at us, myself and my driver. So basically we had to say 2 times so that we can be safe. So myself, I voted for President Ruto during his first term. So it appears he wants to force me to vote for him a second term. Otherwise, that one was done under duress. Chairman, I want to confirm the police officers who were uniformed did not appear at this particular event. Because you know, when we were left behind and we could not move, we moved aside on one of the feeder roads. So when we were trying to see what we were going to do, these people you are calling goons came. They were around 10. But they are not goons. All of them had pistols. So this story of goons being joined to appear like they are with police, I'm telling you, it is that special squad of 101, the one former deputy president always talks about, that killer squad. It was there in Murang'A yesterday, and I experienced them myself personally. And they had masks, and they had handcuffs, and each had a rungu and a pistol. So the story of goons, please, apart from the ones we saw maybe in the CBD here in Nairobi, the ones outside there, I would say it is that special squad, the killer squad.
Thank you. I think to conclude will be our lawyer, Kibe Mungai. Then we'll pass the mic back to the chair.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair. It's my pleasure to come here. I believe we are engaged in a few cases in Ipoa and written several letters on behalf of clients. But this particular set of clients, they requested me that I accompany them to this meeting, because as you have remarked yourself, the issues they raise are absolutely important and need to be taken up. There are three issues before we engage agree on how we shall move forward with the complaint that is being made. And of course, the first thing is that the major achievement of our constitution, which I am aware which we were personally involved in, alongside a lot of us, was to ensure something we call political neutrality, independence and impartiality of the National Police Service. And the Constitution did not stop at that. The Constitution also to ensure that would actually be achieved on a day-to-day basis, mandated the creation of an independent oversight body, which is Ipoa, to ensure that that one is upheld. Of the incidents that the Honorable Murang'A has indicated to you, all those point out to the fact that it is no longer possible to say that the National Police Service are politically neutral and are doing their jobs independently. And as a result of that, the body, which is your authority, mandated to ensure that one is achieved, must also answer to the Kenyan public. Why is this failure taking place? When the Constitution is very clear that something must be achieved. So that takes us to the second point, that if violations have been there, many of them televised, why haven't we seen decisive action by Ipoa? And this can only be in terms of saying the mayhem that we saw in Kiambu. There is a commandant in Kiambu. If the force that appeared to have been sitting backwards and watching the terror acts of terror being perpetrated, including attacks on the courts, attacks on government bodies, and nothing appears to have been done, then there has to be a critical problem that must be addressed as a matter of national priority. And this is the reason why this is, has become a complaint of a different agency. That's why I'm happy you allowed me in the media to come and witness this. Because, as we say, sio jambo la kawaida now what is currently happening. That, of course, now draws us to the fact that 2 years from now, the election season actually kicks 1 year from today. And during that time, there is going to be elevated political passions. And in these meetings with clouds, most of us who have not been there, my colleague Pedro Tiro has had the opportunity to be there, will be part of the legal team that we are dealing with. But what we have witnessed is the fact that there is considerable agitation amongst the members of the public. And therefore, because you cannot be expect that if and when it becomes obvious that these acts of terrorism are officially sanctioned, then you may have a situation whereby the supporters decides to fight back. And when this starts happening, there's a point in time in which we might lose our country. Because, and that's why, because the boundary between anarchy and stability has always been that there is somebody who wants to preserve a state of stability. And that person, the Ipoa, is a necessary instrument under the law to ensure that it is achieved. And therefore the names, there are very many names that we shall be giving. I'm leading a bigger team to ensure that action is taken. The proof that indeed there is this kind of terrorism, at least is not acquiesced to, aided or abetted by Ipoa, would only be seen by ensuring that there are active prosecutions of these officials, including them being suspended from their work. But more importantly on our part, I was specifically told that you will be given the names of masked officers who are known from those local stations, their commanders, for civil actions to be taken against those individuals. Because we are going to have a departure. This damage that has occurred, there is no law under the National Police Service Act or the constitutions of Kenya that allows the police officers to engage in acts of goonism, to destroy people's property, and to hurt them. The High Court, you are aware of the case of Isharia, has already indicated that where a police officer hires his guns and is instrument of his authority to engage in criminal actions, you take personal criminal, civil liability. The criminal one, we leave it to Ipoa. The civil one, we shall soon be serving summons all these officers so that they can tell us who ordered them to destroy other people's property. I think the only thing that is left, I believe with your CEO, they will point us to us who are the investigating officers, who shall be our contact persons, because this is a matter that we've been told we must deal with it as a matter of certificate of urgency to ensure that decisive action is taken, and in service of public interest in particular. Thank you very much. I don't know if Taylor can add a single point I might have forgotten.
Thank you so much, Chair and members. When you see these members of Parliament live in their busy constituencies, it tells you that we have over 20 constituencies. Assuming that each constituency has a minimum number of 200,000 residents or 300, it tells you that you're representing a big cross-section of the society. And why do they have to make that statement? It's so that Ipoa may turn from what is perceived to be and swing into actions. That the laxity of Ipoa is affecting the ability of our clients to present their electorates. It means that Honorable Wamuhe is not free to move to our constituencies. And the impediment is one that is known to you as Ipoa. The impediment is the police. We are not here just to say that bullets were directed at our clients' vehicles. We are also here to ask, is it justifiable for somebody to launch a canister, a tear gas canister to a man who is not armed? Is that not misuse of police force? Because other than the bullets, they are also inhibiting the ability to exercise our democratic processes through the launch of canisters. A canister was launched in our vehicle yesterday. A vehicle that was in motion. Was it justifiable? Number two is that we have clips and videos of those officers who are doing that. A police officer discharged a bullet. He's seen on video begging to collect the cartridges. Ipoa cannot tell me that they apply to those issues. Number two, if Ipoa does not rise up to rain on these rogue police officers, what we are currently experiencing is what I'll describe as pre-election violence. You are precipitating a repeat of 24/7. What the Honorable His Excellency Rigathi said will be like Christmas. You're really experiencing it. Ipoa, the laxity, will precipitate something that will not be able to be handled. Number two, it cannot be saying that these members of parliament have no right to represent their people. Yet, Mr. William Ruto has the right to go throughout the country and dishing out whatever they are doing. It cannot be saying